next guest is all the way from Tallahassee, Florida. She is Skyping in on today's call. She is an amazing woman that's going to share with us 5 steps to a better you. Judy, are you there?
I definitely am. Hi, Kathleen.
Hi, thank you for being here. Why don't you just tell us a little bit about who you are and what company you represent?
I work for myself. I'm an executive life and wellness coach, and I work with individuals and companies as well. I work with them on personal and professional development. I work with them to challenge them, to motivate them to move forward. And we have a great time working together with individuals, especially. I love working with women. I'm just finishing up a Principles for Success with a group of women, and I'm getting ready to start an 8-week business course, and I want to target women across the nation and do an hour-long, once a week for 8 weeks, conference call with them and work with them on getting their single daily actions and goals motivated and moving forward. So those are some of the things that I do.
You know, I think that that's important. And as you know, that I do a 1-hour business assessment call with each one of our members once a year, just not to become a lifelong coach because they can't hire me, but to help me gauge what our members need, how I can help them, because we know that their success is our success, of course. So I think that it's important that we stress that having a coach mentor you, guide you, hold your hand, walk you through each step of the way is really important because it makes you accountable. And I think that that course is excellent and a great way to help identify people's obstacles, but also identify their goals and make them accountable. May I ask how much that program is that you're doing?
I'm actually offering it for the first time. The first 8 weeks is going to be $200 for all members that are WOAMTEC. If they contact me by the end of this week, I'll get them all set up and I'll work with them from there. But I'm only taking 8 women per session, and this first round will only be $200 for the 8 weeks.
Okay, that is a magnificent price. 8 weeks worth of ongoing coaching for only $200 in a limited class of 8 women. I think that that is amazing, so thank you so much. Well, speaking of amazing, I know you want to share with us 5 steps to making us amazing and helping us be better. So why don't you just tell me a little bit about what is your first step? Like, based upon your experience, what have you learned is one of the most important thing that WOAMTEC members or women in general do?
Well, I talked about these because I do compassion fatigue and I do a workshop on it. And it's because I'm a caregiver myself, as we all are, all women are. And my very first one is taken from Ben Zander's The Art of Possibility. And he has this rule that he calls rule number 6. And I joke about it because it reminds us not to take ourselves so seriously and to remember to laugh. It's okay. One of the best things I can tell you is I was doing a workshop about 3 months ago, and I literally tripped over a chair and ended up on my knees, and I turned around and I just busted out laughing because it was just, don't take yourself so seriously. We're all important in our own ways, but our ego can sometimes get in our way. So just to remember to laugh at ourselves and not take ourselves seriously.
Do you know, I think that's important, and I will be honest with you, I often have a problem laughing, and I think that it's a very healthy thing to do, and we need to do it more often, so thank you for sharing that. What would be another suggestion or tip or idea that you think would be important for us just being the most authentic individual that we can be?
I would say the second rule is when we're under stress, what is the first thing that we do as individuals? We have a tendency to do.
Eat or drink? No, I don't know.
Your drink. How about breathing? What do we do with our breath? 9 times out of 10, we end up holding our breath, and we forget that it's really important to just take a moment, if we're under stress, to sit back and just take that breath. And when we do that, we actually begin to relax. So the important thing is to remember, for me, personally, I do 3 deep breaths and really just concentrate on the breath. And as soon as I do that, the situation seems to calm down just a little bit more. So that would be rule number 2 for me, just to remember to breathe. And actually, that's the book, part of the title of the book I'm writing on, is Remember to Breathe.
That's terrific. And what would be another step that you would like to share with us today?
The third one is to incorporate gratitude into our daily lives. Gratitude is critical for everyone in the world, and it changes us in so many different ways. The coaching classes that I've taken through are through mentor coaching, and they base their coaching on positive psychology. Robert Emmons is one of the biggest ones out there. He writes and does science-based research on gratitude. and the importance of incorporating gratitude in your life. Not only with adults, but they're now working with some students. So it's really kind of interesting, the research that they're coming up with. But they found that when you incorporate gratitude into your life, you achieve your goals much easier. And the second thing is that you also, like, say you incorporate gratitude that with a daily affirmation, I'm losing weight, and you use the daily affirmation and you incorporate the gratitude and that you're grateful for it. They've actually found that people who incorporate gratitude into their life lose weight faster than those individuals who don't. So it's kind of an interesting little side bit there. There's a lot of different ways to do gratitude as well, journaling and everything else, but I have a lot of fun with that.
Well, I think that that's impressive and really important, because when you do journal, when you do take the time to show gratitude, you have a tendency of, focusing on the positive instead of focusing on the negative things in your life, which is critical, because all those negative things can drain us of energy and really take us down very fast. Now, we talked earlier about how people don't want to be sold to. They want to, do business with people that can fill a need or solve a problem. Can you, Judy, share with me an example of somebody who you've worked with who had a problem that you helped them solve through working with them?
Well, what I have done is with one individual that I'm working with, and she just shared with me yesterday how much her life has changed. She was, one of my goals is always to not complain and try to incorporate complaint-free world into my life. And when I work with individuals, I talk about that skill, learning how to not complain or turning something negative into a positive. Because 9 times out of 10, when we've had a negative experience in our life, when we reflect back on it, we can actually find something positive in that. This individual said to me yesterday that she has changed so much since she has had me working with her as a coach. And it just took me back for a minute, because you forget how much of an influence you have in individuals' lives. So it was great to hear somebody give that affirmation back to me, and I really appreciated that 100%.
That is terrific. And tell me a little bit about WOAMTEC Tallahassee. How are things going up there for you?
Oh, that's a wonderful group of women. They're fantastic. And our director, Sheila, is awesome. She is just the sweetest person, and she really does lead by example. She's an individual who incorporates gratitude in her life. She's very positive. She's very open, and she handles things in such a graceful way. I'm pleased to know her, and I'm glad to call her a friend now.
That is terrific. Well, as a WOAMTEC member, you can visit every chapter in the United States twice as a guest before being asked to join. So I do encourage you to take the time to try and check out some other chapters. And as you vacation maybe to Orlando, see if we can set you up as a speaker in the different Central Florida chapter areas. Or heck, hop on a plane. We just had a member fly out to Texas to do a presentation in a consultant in the Texas area. But you don't have to fly to them to do business with them. You can work with people anywhere in the country. Isn't that correct?
Yes.
Okay, wonderful.
I do a lot through teleconference. I talk to individuals, and actually the 8-week business course that I'm doing is going to be through the telephone. So everybody will call in. I have a number for them. All they'll have to pay for is the land. If they call off a landline, they'll have to pay that way. But usually by phone, it's free, the number. So it's pretty easy to do. And I'm limiting it to 8 people because it's easier to actually bond with individuals there. And the neat thing is, they each keep each other accountable, because I give them homework assignments, and I actually call them accountability assignments because I don't like homework. I never did. So I call them accountability assignments, and they actually work with each other and they keep each other accountable. So it's not just me, it's them as well. So it's great fun.
I think that's wonderful. And I just want to make sure, did we make it through all 5 of your tips, or do you have something else that you wanted to make sure we shared?
The last one I'm going to share is from a wise, wise woman. It was my grandmother. And she lived to be 89 years old, and she worked until she was 75, and she was a registered nurse. And she always told me to remember to give somebody a hug, because a hug a day keeps the doctor away. So I ask everybody out there, if you know somebody that you just think needs a hug, reach out and say, is it okay? And give them a hug. Because it's the greatest thing and the best gift you can give anybody, and it's free.
Well, Judy, thank you so much for sharing. I can tell you have an amazing personality, and I hope to see you at the next National Confident Women Conference in April 2014. You are a gift to the Tallahassee chapter, which is why they wanted you on the show today, and I appreciate that. Make sure you let all of your other WOAMTEC members know in Tallahassee or across the nation, you don't have to be in Orlando to be part of WOAMTEC Live, and one of the best benefits of WOAMTEC Live is not not only the advertisement for your business, but the way that you can provide education to others, but how you can increase your search engine optimization because it's connected with YouTube and Google. And it's just a great member benefit. So thank you again, Judy. I appreciate you. I will go hug somebody today. But before we leave, I do want to mention one thing. You are giving away 3 gratitude journals. And I love that because I think journaling is so important. She's given away 3 gratitude journals to the first 3 people that connect to Judy, either through WOAMTEC Facebook, through Facebook on Judy's page. Judy, what is your website directory? What is your website address?
It's actually theauthenticitycoach.com.
Okay, so you can either go to the WOAMTEC member directory, just type in Judy in the keyword sentence and hit enter, and you'll see her name, or you can go to theauthenticitycoach.com or find her on Facebook or LinkedIn.